night. They're feeling a bit cold. Who turned out the lights? Something in the woods very sexy they spied. They are in for a magical carpet ride. Bigfoot getting physical, physical, or is he supernatural, supernatural? Steamy evening, all mystical, mystical, but is this sexy feeling actual, actual? Tex got Bigfoot feeling all moist and ready. Rob and Bigfoot going out for spaghetti. Randy will be in for a furry surprise. Jason sees himself in those suggestive eyes. Bigfoot getting physical, physical, or was he supernatural, supernatural? Steamy evening, all mystical, mystical, but is this sexy feeling actual, actual? Bigfoot physical or supernatural? Either way, he's a sexy beast after all. Have you arrived for a sexy time, sir? Sit back and relax, take it all that fur. Bigfoot physical or supernatural? Either way, he's a sexy beast after all. Have you arrived for a sexy time, sir? Sit back and relax, take in all that fur.
Hey guys, it's me. It's what, 11:48 right now into PM Eastern time. So yeah, Rob is off, so I figured I'd give some of y'all a place to hang out and chill tonight because it's part of our routine sometimes, these shows. And you go into the chat rooms and they're just filled with people that, you talk to on a pretty regular basis nowadays. So I figured, for a Saturday night, if our old standby Rob is taking the night off, I figure I might as well give some of you stragglers here a place to hang out for the week. I mean, I don't plan on doing this every weekend. Only when like Rob or someone is off and people need a place to hang out, I just put it up. So tonight I'm going to play an oldie but goodie, one of my personal favorites, one of my earlier shows. This is the one where I talk about my own cryptid experience and my own cryptid encounters with perhaps the greatest cryptid of them all. Greater than Bigfoot, greater than Dogman. Of course, I'm referring to the Elvis. And this episode, I established the newest branch of cryptozoological research in the field of cryptozoology. There's like a new branch. There's like the Dogman branch and the Bigfoot branch and the Apers and the Supernaturalers and Fae branch. Well, it's time for a new branch. And this is what this episode is about. The Elvis branch. Hey everyone, can you hear me okay? How's my sound? Is it good? Do you guys hear me in the chat? What's up, chat? What's going on, folks? Let's see who's here. Hey, Flock. It's always nice to see you. Chiro Sounds and Midwest Night Watchers. Hello, hello. The Radio Vault will be listening, but will need to be working, so he will be lurking. Hey there, Glenn Dannison. It's always a pleasure having you around. Let's see who else is here. Moon at Noon, what's up, my guy? All right, I guess we're live. Hey there, wink at me. So yeah, I was going to do this one pre-recorded, but hey, Mike Bothwell, what's up? Yeah, I was going to do this one pre-recorded, but I was like, fuck it, I'm bored. Let's hang out with some folks, you know. So I just decided to do it live instead. So here we are, and yeah, thanks for coming in. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you're enjoying the show so far. You know, I've been having a lot of fun doing them. I've been feeling very humbled by the guests who come out and choose to hang out with me and spend time and have fun. And it's been a really cool ride so far, and I plan to keep it going. I'm really liking this. So all the pleasantries aside, now it's time for me to get a little bit serious. Because one of the reasons why I chose this topic, because there's a lot of bullshit going on in the paranormal cryptid community that I feel like needs to be addressed. So I hope you guys don't mind me being a little bit more serious today. The thing that I've been noticing is the hypocrisy of a lot of these cryptid paranormal people, right? It's the hypocrisy. Let me tell you what I mean. So with the paranormal cryptid community, as you guys may already well know, there are different subgenres, right? There are people who get into the scene because they're into ghosts. Maybe they've had a ghost encounter. Maybe they grew up in a haunted house. So they come in here looking for like-minded people who believe in ghosts, and they come across, you know, the big names, right? The Ed and Lorraine Warrens, the Zach Bagginses, right? Those are the household names for ghosts. Yes, there are egos as well. Yep. Hey, that's how you show. Oh, shit. I didn't realize that's how you show comments. I'm only going to highlight comments that agree with me. Anyway. So, yeah, there's all these subgenres, right? For ghosts, you got Ed and Lorraine Warren. You got Zach Baggins. For UFOs, right? People who are into UFOs and get in there. Who are the big names for the UFO field, right? You got the Lou Elizondos, the Bob Lazars, and the Giorgio Tsoukaloses. He's my favorite personally. You know, for the cryptid Bigfoot stuff, you know, you got like the Patterson Gimlin dudes who made that iconic video. I guess for Dogman, it would be Linda Godfrey. She's kind of the one that made it big. There are all these names, right? And there are all these subgenres, and different people in this scene, they get in here for different reasons. Some of you guys may have had some kind of cryptid encounter, some Bigfoot experience, and that was your reason why you were able to find your way here. Let me highlight this one. I find that some people want affirmation of their own beliefs, sometimes to the detriment of the evidence available. Yes, people do want that, right? They only want to be around people who they agree with, or people whose views make them feel comfortable, because they don't like uncomfortable views. And the people whose views make them feel uncomfortable, they shun, or they mock, or they make fun of. And I thought I thought the whole point of these Bigfoot shows was supposed to be an open forum for people to come in and feel like they are amongst open-minded people who are willing to listen to their views, who are not there to judge them. But I guess I was fucking wrong about that, huh? I guess I was absolutely fucking wrong. Because at the same time, I've been in a bunch of chat rooms, and you guys have seen this as well, where there's this one dude that goes in there talking about flat Earth. And what happens to that guy? He gets laughed out of the room. He gets called a moron. And hey, I thought the whole point of all this was to be open to hear different views, right? I guess I was wrong. Now, do I personally agree with the flat Earth people? No. I'm not going to make fun of them. Hey, Amber. But there was once another field, I guess, in this whole cryptid paranormal community that has fallen off, that has been pushed out, ostracized by the larger group. And that, folks, are the Elvis experiencers. Right? Remember back in the 80s, there was a time when people who were reporting these accounts and sightings of the Elvis were lumped in together with the Bigfoot nerds. And they were all once as part of one group. Well, I guess as time passed, the Elvis experiencers, those who got into this field because of the Elvis phenomenon, were kicked out. See, that's why I got into the cryptid field in the first place for myself. I've had 3 Elvis sightings in my life that impacted me. My first Elvis sighting took place. I was 3 years old. My dad had taken me to like this, I think it was like a Sears. It was in Toronto. And he had momentarily lost me because I had wandered off and I was kind of running around. And then I noticed that no one, I was like, shit, where's my dad? Remember, I'm only 3 years old. So I ran up to this guy. He was wearing jeans. My dad was wearing jeans. I actually thought it was my dad's jeans. So I thought I had found him because I was so little. I was only 3, right? So I grabbed the jeans and I look up and I see this man looking down on me, like with a smile on his face. The thing is, that image, that memory was just seared into. I remember that moment to this day. And I was only 3 years old then. A few weeks later, my dad's watching TV with me in the room. Elvis comes on the screen. And I'm just screaming, that's the man. That's the man I saw. My dad obviously didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. I was only 3. But why do I still remember that moment? I did notice in, I guess, in the zeitgeist of the 80s, there were people who were making claims to have had sightings of the Elvis. But, of course, they get laughed out of the room. You know, I've lived with this secret my whole life. Being an Elvis experiencer. You know, feeling like the shame and the confusion. Feeling alone because you have no one to tell. Because how do you tell someone that I, Donnie Cho, am an Elvis experiencer? It's a very lonely existence, you know. And I thought better of the cryptid community because that was the initial reason why I chose to make friends with Bigfoot nerds. Because I thought the Bigfoot nerds would understand, right? That's why I got it hooked up with this community, with people like Tex and Rob and Jason and all of my friends and you guys in the chat. That's why I thought I could find a place where I could share my experiences and my encounters. But I guess the only encounters that people here want to hear are the ones that fit their worldview, right? Because that's why I came into this field, because I thought if I hung out with Bigfoot nerds and I told them about my Elvis encounter story, they would accept me. But that hasn't been the case, has it? When I first went into a Bigfoot chat for the very first time, I brought up the fact that, yes, I had a sighting of the Elvis. Everyone thought I was joking, right? I tried to bring it up to my friends. When I was in Texas, hanging out with the guys and the ladies, right? I tried to bring it up that I, indeed, Donnie Cho, did have a sighting experience of the Elvis. But I guess that can't be accepted in the Bigfoot community, because I guess Bigfoot nerds are just a bunch of Elvis deniers. And that's some hypocritical bullshit. If you're one of those people who are all about Bigfoot, but then you're going to laugh a guy out of the room because he tells you he's had an Elvis sighting, shame on you. You should look in the mirror real hard and really think about the kind of person you are. Because if I can't share my experiences with people in the cryptid community, where else can I go? And the thing is, the whole point of this fucking community was to accept and embrace people with different cryptid experiences. And the ultimate cryptid, the final boss, the king of them all, is the Elvis. But you guys don't want to accept the Elvis. For a while, I was just wondering, maybe it's more of a hierarchy thing, right? Maybe it's, we got to prove Bigfoot to everyone first, and then move on to Dogman, and then move on to the final boss, the Elvis. Thank you. So, as much as things is funny, I understand completely. Sarah gets me. I got UFO on video, no one cares. Yep. I'm going to I clicked on that by accident, but I am going to live in Austria because of the nudism. Thank you, Moon at Noon. He understands. I don't have to believe you saw Elvis. I only need to accept that you believe what you saw. Thank you. You're a better man than most. Well, you are a dude, right? Just making sure. Anyway, hope you're not like a chick. I don't know, Moon at Noon. Your name doesn't give away any indication of whether or not you're a dude or a chick. So yeah, it's been tough, being around all these Bigfoot nerds, and they just look down on you for being a Elvis experiencer. And even the flat earthers laugh at Elvis experiencers, and that's fucked up. I guess we're at the bottom of the totem pole, huh? So, hey, brown dwarf. There have been sightings, and we seem to ignore them, or we seem to laugh them off. And I'm sure there are other people out there, not just myself, who've had experiences with the Elvis. But again, they can't tell anyone. They can't even tell the Bigfoot nerds. And that's sad. And I mean to change that, guys. I mean to change that. I mean to add a new branch to the cryptid paranormal community, right? Aliens, UFOs, Bigfoot, Dogman, Fae. Now we got some new ones, Goatman. Loch Ness Monster kind of fell off, right? Loch Ness Monster was like big in the 80s, but I guess people stopped giving a shit about him. Or maybe just Dogman just came along and replaced him. But now it's time for a new branch of the cryptid community. And that is the Elvis phenomenon. Needs to be addressed and needs to be discussed. And there needs to be a place where people with genuine Elvis sightings can come and share their experiences. Because it's not right that these Bigfoot nerds, they look down on us. Even the flat earthers looking down on us? That's fucked up. I guess now that things are out in the open, I can share my second experience. Year was 1999. It was at the Menlo Park Mall in Edison, New Jersey. I had just gotten done pretty much trashing the entire arcade at Tekken and Marvel vs. Capcom. I just fucked up everyone in that arcade, which is what I like to do on a Saturday night, you know? I walk into the arcade, there's that Asian dude with the slick backed hair who's just going to come in and ruin everyone. And people just kind of like, oh shit, right? There I was. I just got done whooping some ass for hours, trashing everyone in that arcade. I got a little tired. I went out to the food court. So you get out there arcade, you walk maybe, I don't know, like 50 yards down to the food court area. And right in front of the Chinese food section area, I don't want to say restaurant, but the Chinese food stall, in the main food court area, there was a man sitting there eating bourbon chicken by himself. And he was just wearing like a flannel shirt. He was wearing like kind of like a trucker's hat. He had a bit of a goatee. But I knew who that was. I knew who exactly who that was. Everyone else was walking by him. He was just sitting there by himself, eating alone. Bourbon chicken. But I knew. And I think it was because of that first experience I had when I was only 3 years old that image, or there's something that like it was like our souls connected or something, or we telepathically linked. Because when I looked at him and I realized who he was, and when I saw through his disguise, he looked up at me. And then there was a moment where our eyes met, and it was like that moment all over again. Back in Canada when I was 3 years old. And I couldn't tell anyone. I couldn't tell my best friends. Couldn't tell anyone in my family. I couldn't even tell my girlfriend at the time. There was no, and you know, back then there weren't like these kinds of chat rooms or places where you could easily go and meet people who have had similar experiences. No, I was completely alone, and I had to hold that by myself in my heart for so many years. And then I come here, and then I just meet a bunch of people who, man, I guess I thought the Bigfoot phenomena would be more explored. Or not the Bigfoot phenomena, the Elvis phenomena. No, the Bigfoot phenomena is explored to death. But the same people who want to sit there and talk about Bigfoot all day don't have the time to address the Elvis. And I believe it's time for a change. I believe the Elvis phenomena become the newest branch of the cryptid community, with me as its leader, because I can take the hit, right? I can take the lambasting, I can take the mockery, right? But I will be, guys, the Lou Elizondo of the Elvis phenomenon. So with that, folks, ladies and gentlemen listening at home, I am pleased to announce the formation of a new research and investigation group that I am starting as its founding member and as its president. The North American Elvis Project. What is the North American Elvis Project? Well, let me explain what the goals are and what its purpose and mission is. First and foremost, we are going to provide a safe place where people can come and share their eyewitness accounts of the Elvis without the fear of mockery or shame. There's Dogman research groups that go around interviewing people and accepting people. There's Bigfoot research groups. There's a bajillion of those. Alien research groups, UFO research groups, but there are no research groups for the Elvis phenomenon until now. The North American Elvis Project. The North American Elvis Project also aims to bring to the forefront the Elvis phenomenon because it needs to be explored. People need to learn the truth. They need to be given and shown the evidence. And people need to realize that he's out there. The Elvis is out there, guys. And there are people every day who are witnessing him. And there are people every day who are keeping these secrets from their friends and families because they are too ashamed. And they try to go online to find some friends who would understand them. And what did they find instead? A bunch of Elvis denying Bigfoot nerds. Not here at the North American Elvis Project, no. We're going to be boots on the ground. We're going to be interviewing witnesses. We're going to be looking for evidence. And we're going to bring this evidence to light so that the cryptid community can take us seriously. So if you guys know anyone or any friends or family, or if you yourself have had an encounter or a sighting with the Elvis, it's time to come out of the shadows. It's time to throw off the burden of those judgmental ass Bigfoot nerds. Or those flat earthers who think they're better than us. Fuck those people. No, not anymore. Tonight, we start a new branch of cryptozoological research and discovery. The Elvis experiencers. If you yourself are an Elvis experiencer, please reach out to the North American Elvis Project, where you will find professional, boots on the ground field researchers who have open minds and listening ears, who want to hear your story and apply that data so that eventually we can show the world and the rest of these cryptid nerds that yes, the Elvis phenomena is real. They think they're better than us. Oh, I saw Bigfoot. Who gives a fuck? I saw Elvis. My third Elvis encounter story. This took place. This actually took place in 2014, about a year before I left Korea. I was living and working in a place called Itaewon in Seoul, South Korea, which is known as like it was kind of like the America town. You know how like New York's got the Chinatown? Itaewon was kind of like the America town, but it's not really the America town. It's more like every other country. And this place was seedy. They had like these dive bars, red light districts, grungy ass places. Oh, but the red light districts are only for U.S. Servicemen and military men. Um, and one of these dingy ass bars that I used to like to go to because I knew the owners and I would eat dinner there all the time. I was there one day and it was fun because I look Korean, but then there would be all these like US military officers going in there with these like young Korean juicy girls. That's what they call them. And then I would be able to like listen to their conversations because none of them realized that I was able to listen to and understand English. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, I would just sit there and eat and chat up the bartenders and the staff because again, like my apartment was like right around the corner, so I'd just go there all the time. Everyone there in that neighborhood knew who I was. And then one day, yeah, I remember this old ass like American colonel sitting down at the bar next to me. And then next to him on the other side was this like really young, really pretty Korean girl trying to chat him up. And yeah, and then I just kind of continue eating my food. I looked down at the end of the bar because it was not uncommon to see white people, black people, and Korean people all mixing and mingling together. So if you see like a white guy walk into the bar in Korea, it's not that weird, especially in a neighborhood like Itaewon. But yeah, at the end of the bar, there he was, just sitting there by himself, sipping his beer. Hold on. But by this point, I knew who he was. And then when he saw me, and when he saw me looking at him, all he did was just, I knew who he was. It was the Elvis. Now, there are a lot of theories. There's a lot of different ideas about the Elvis. What is its nature? Why is the Elvis doing what he's doing? Why are people seeing him everywhere? Why is this not being reported? And what greater truth could this entail? Is the Elvis a supernatural being or is it just physical and flesh and blood? I don't know. What greater conspiracies could there be that the Elvis leads us to? What greater rabbit holes are there for us to explore? So, I don't know, guys. Even if you're not an Elvis experiencer, if you ever do meet one, please don't judge them too harshly. Don't laugh at them out of the room. Don't mock them. Okay, we already get laughed at by the flat earthers. But yeah, if you are an experiencer yourself, if you're out there listening and you too have had a sighting of the Elvis, make yourself known. You're not alone. We at the North American Elvis Project are here for you. And once enough of us get behind this endeavor, the people in the cryptid community, they will have but no other choice than to accept us. Now, I've come across a few interesting conspiracy theories about the Elvis and the nature of the Elvis that I think I can bring up. Yeah, I'll bring that one up next time because that I think is a whole show in and of itself. But okay, I'll give you a little teaser. It is based off my own investigation and my own research, I have cause to believe that Elvis, the Elvis, may be the one who started K-pop. The Elvis might be the father of K-pop, and not just by being the influential person. No, I have reason to believe that the Elvis has been in Korea and working with a cabal of Korean shamans to spiritually and magically even influence their music to turn people in the West insane. Now, that's a little further down the road. I can explore all the evidence and the reasons why I may think this. That's a different show. What's up, Fifth Light Bandit? So, yeah. So, anyone in the chat here has had a Elvis encounter yourselves? No? Oh, Canna dummy, don't be an Elvis denier. We already get that heat from the Bigfoot nerds and the ghost nerds. They all laugh at us. They all mock us. We, the Elvis experiencers. We're just a joke to them. We're just a fucking joke. Oh shit, I was muted the whole time. Fuck. Okay, so here I am. Sorry. I fucking hate it when I mute myself when I go. Okay, so I was getting bored with that one, and now I'm gonna play this one. This one I was also pretty proud of. It was the one and only appearance by Jessica Jones, where she acts as a referee because Jason and I are about to go at it over pineapple pizza. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, I knew I was on mute. Sorry about that. But hopefully I'm not on mute now. So yeah, we're going to watch this one. It's going to be myself, Jessica Jones, and Jason McLean. And Jason and I are going to be screaming at each other about pineapple on pizza. And Jessica Jones will be the referee. So enjoy. Okay. I think we're live. I think we're live. Liveness has been achieved. Okay, guys. So
speak for yourself, dude. I'm feeling my workout.
Oh, okay. Today, we're going to resolve an ongoing feud that has been raging on these podcast shows for a while. The topic of Hawaiian pizza. Jason enjoys it. I think it's fucking gross and stupid and offensive.
It's because you lack a soul, Donnie.
So, let's get right to it. All right, and Jason, give it to me. Give me your argument for why you think Hawaiian pizza isn't completely stupid. And Jessica, I guess you will be our referee. You'll be our special guest referee. You will be the decider in all this.
Okay.
All right, Jason, go.
It's delicious. I end my argument.
That's a good point. I know Donnie's got something to say.
I got things to say. All right.
Oh no, please, Donnie, enlighten us.
A few shows ago, the topic of Hawaiian pizza came up, and you defended Hawaiian pizza so valiantly, sir. So noble of you. But the argument that you used was flawed. Okay?
Really?
Because you went to the tomato argument. And that, my friend, is a bullshit argument, and you know it. Now,
You know
here's
what?
why.
Okay, I'll give it to you, but please go into greater detail.
Let me give you a little quick story, okay? When I was teaching in Korea, I got into this argument with a bunch of my students because we were talking about like fruits and vegetables.
Right.
And they said, yeah, tomato's a vegetable. I'm like, no, it ain't. It's a fruit, right? Technically, right?
Yeah.
So we were going down the list of like,
like
a cucumber is technically a fruit, right? Zucchini, eggplant, those are technically fruits, right?
Yes.
And they were getting heated about it. They were like standing their ground. They're like, no, it's a vegetable. I'm like, okay, I get it from like a culinary point of view. So I'm like, you know what? Let's settle this. I'm just going to take out my phone, bust out Wikipedia, and just look up tomatoes. And it said, and you know, we were looking at it together, me and my students, and I looked at it. And I was like, damn it. Because it actually said both. Now, botanically, biologically, tomatoes are fruits. Yes, right?
Yes.
But in terms of cooking, like the way it's incorporated into recipes and the way it's prepared in food, we treat it like a vegetable.
It is a vegetable, yes.
In that regard, right?
Yes.
And I know
100%.
you know that. I know you know
I
that.
do.
So to defend the whole notion of putting a fruit on pizza, and then you're like, well, what about tomato? Tomato's a fruit. You know, that's not genuine, Jason McLean. I know you know better than that.
You know what?
Friend.
You know what? Let me repent, both in dust and ashes, and with great lamentation, because I was thinking about this in this whole wind up for the last few days. It's like, you know what? I really shouldn't use the tomato, not just because, but here's the thing. I'm going to dunk on myself harder, Mr. Cho. Not only should I not have included the tomato because it is culinarily a vegetable, even though it is technically a fruit, it is processed. It is flavored. So it is not the product, it's not the fruit itself that is on the pizza as a topping. It has been processed, and that should make it ineligible. I am completely 100% wrong. You are 100% correct. Ahem. So allow me to throw out a few things that are absolutely fruits. Peppers, which include bell peppers and jalapenos, and olives. They are all fruits.
Yes.
So, if fruit does not belong in a pizza, then neither do any peppers, neither do olives. So that's there's your argument right there. Those are toppings. They are left unprocessed, and they are all fruits. Are you telling me that olives, black and green, don't belong on a pizza, sir? Are you telling me that bell peppers and jalapenos do not belong on a pizza, sir? I say thee nay. They deserve there. They are the crowning achievements of mankind's development of and domestication of plant life to be put upon what is the king of the culinary arts. Pineapple also belongs there, sir, because it is just another fruit that we have genetically manipulated through centuries of breeding to create the most abundant and flavorful fruits. They belong there. They are the crown on the achievement that is the pizza.
Okay. So, Jessica, what do you think? Are you in agreement?
I mean, I can see both of your points. Okay. I think that personally, pineapple, some people have such a problem with pineapple, such as Donnie probably here, because it's sweet. Okay. And these other fruits on these pizzas are not sweet. And so it's tropical. It's like a tropical citrus fruit. Okay. And so it's not an olive. It's not a tomato. Well, tomatoes are kind of acidic. They're not citrus, but yeah. Bell peppers. I didn't realize all that stuff. Those were all fruits.
Yes.
I learned something tonight. Thank you, Jason.
Well, bananas are berries also.
Bananas.
Bananas are berries.
I didn't know bananas technically count as berries.
They do.
Oh.
It has something to do with like the plant ovary thing. It's a weird thing, but they are technically berries. Here's the thing. I hear what Jessica's saying, and I get Donnie's point. It's sweet, but it's also highly acidic, going back to the pineapple, which is why you have to pair it with something savory, like Canadian bacon, a.k.a. ham. I know some people who do black olives with their
Jessica, what are you
pizzas.
eating right there? Jessica, what are you eating right there?
I was just eating a little pizza.
Is that the kind of pizza I think it is?
Well, it's got some ham on it.
Yeah.
And some pineapple.
Oh, see, now this debate's not fair anymore. Because
I didn't say I liked it. I was just trying. I was tasting it out.
this debate's not
That's
fair
all.
anymore.
I was just gonna try it. That's all.
There's a conflict of interest going on.
There's no conflict of interest in deliciousness, sir. In fact, she, to be the referee, needs to understand the glory of the pineapple pizza.
I really needed to try it for myself, actually. Yeah. So yeah, I did. I ordered a pizza right before the show, y'all. I did.
I honestly thought about doing the exact same thing. I just got
I had to
caught
try
up
it
doing
out.
other things.
Okay, I had to try it out to see if I liked it or not, and see what it tasted like. So I tried it. I'm not going to say my opinion yet, though. I'm not going to say my opinion.
Oh, you don't usually get Hawaiian pizza.
Oh no, not usually.
Oh,
Not usually. My son likes it, so my son gets it sometimes.
Well, I guess no one's
because it's
perfect.
delicious. Now, here's the thing. My favorite pizza is not pineapple pizza. I do like Hawaiian. My personal favorite is pepperoni, sausage, onions, and bell peppers.
Oh yeah,
onions.
that sounds
really?
good.
All
I
of it
like
has to be
everything.
finely sliced, though. Yeah.
I like that thin crust too. Thin crust is really good.
I used to not like thin crust, but I worked for a Pizza Inn for a while, and it grew on me. I'm now much more appreciative of the thin crust.
Yeah.
My other problem with Hawaiian pizza is people are always saying like, oh, the great thing about pineapple is that it balances out the savoriness of the pizza. I'm like, balance? Since when is balance a priority? This is pizza. This ain't the force. Balance.
Balance is necessary in all things, Donnie. All things.
Do I ever eat, like when I'm eating lasagna, I'm like, man, I wish this thing had more balance right now. Let's put some cherries in here. Let's put some grapes in our lasagna because we need balance, right? Like,
but hold on. Those are sweet. They don't have the acidity of the pineapple.
Okay, but just put pineapple in the lasagna then. Hey, maybe it
I'm
could
pretty
work.
certain some people have.
Maybe it could work.
Maybe it could work. Why don't you try it, Donnie?
Yeah.
I mean, I got nothing against pineapples themselves, like fruit salad, like pineapple in my fruit salad or whatever. I could take that, I like pineapples just by themselves. That's fine,
You will take it, Donnie.
So
you'll take it hard.
So in Korean food, like one of the foods that I grew up on, that was my favorite as a kid. It was this thing called cold noodles, right? It's called naengmyeon. It's basically, it's a cold broth. It's a beef broth, but it's chilled, right? You put ice cubes in it, and you put a little bit of vinegar and mustard. It's got buckwheat noodles, kind of like soba, little thin slices of beef, hard-boiled egg,
sounds really good,
cut in half, and like little sliced up vegetables. But one of the things they always put in is a slice of pear, the Korean style. Korean pears are like really well known, like a slice of pear, and everyone just like, oh, I like the pear in my naengmyeon, and I'm like, stop putting that shit in naengmyeon. It doesn't fucking make sense, right? But people are always like, oh, I love the pear in naengmyeon. It's the same idea with like the pineapple on the pizza, that it just doesn't make sense. And people always said, but it's balance. I'm like, what fucking balance?
Okay. Do Korean pears taste differently than, like, say,
very different?
Okay.
Very different. Yeah.
Like, what do they taste like?
They're bigger. They're a lot juicier. It's hard to describe. They don't look like regular pears. They're like brown, and they're big and round.
They're big and round, and they usually come with like a hairnet around them too when you get them at the store. Yeah. Or some kind of cushion.
Oh, you've tried them, right?
Absolutely. I've had all sorts of. I love Korean food. Okay, and I love the pears too.
Food is kind of the bomb.
Yeah.
Korean food is kind of the bomb.
It is the bomb.
Anyway,
Korean barbecue.
I think it'd be easier.
No.
I'll have to check next
Yeah.
time I'm at the Asian grocery store we have in Arlington because I never even knew that was the thing.
What, Korean pears?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I didn't know
it
that
goes
was the
like
thing.
this. Yeah, like Korea is known for the pears. Japan's known for their apples and their watermelons, right? Southeast Asian
Yeah.
countries, they're known for their peppers.
Mm-hmm.
China's known for
Nike.
yeah,
Did you say Nike?
taking gutter oil.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
that gutter
Yeah.
oil thing. I've seen that. That
Yeah.
is the most.
It was really nasty.
That is
rank.
terrible. That
It's
is
rank.
the worst
Yeah.
thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's rank.
I shouldn't laugh at that. That's not funny. It's
I mean,
gross.
that's a product of their moral decay.
Oof.
Thank you, communism.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mao.
Hold on.
Thank you,
Is
Mr. Mao.
I saw a thing. Is this real about the stone? Like they've made like where they literally fry stones, and you're supposed like it's not a Korean thing, it's a Chinese thing. Like the street vendors are doing where it's like flavored, like essentially there's like a sauce that they're just rocks. They're just smooth river rocks that are being fried, and you're supposed to suck on them and you put them in a separate bowl, and that's the new thing. Which sounds
Maybe.
like they're just popularizing starvation, is what it sounds like to me.
Maybe. Well,
Or
I mean,
breaking your teeth.
you know how their economy is going.
Yes.
Did you know
Yes,
during
we
the
do.
Beijing Olympics, they had this like huge campaign all over the city of Beijing? Like it was like a public service campaign where people would actually go out and have these events and banners and commercials. And the whole point of the campaign was to teach people not to shit and piss in the streets because foreigners are coming and it was going to make us look bad.
They should do that
Because-
campaign in
because-
like San Francisco,
Yeah, I know.
Someone-
Tell me about it.
right?
Because that's how they roll. That's how they rock it in China. I've seen
Wow.
like surveillance videos of like people at subway stations. Like a woman at a subway station is like really late at night. She's looking around. No one's around. She's on the subway platform, and then she just squats down and drops a deuce.
Mm.
That's how
Again,
they roll.
San Francisco, New York.
Mhm.
What am I
And
going
this
to
was
do?
like this wasn't like a homeless woman. This was like a regular, like
Yeah.
normal, middle class looking person who figured
Oh,
there's no one around.
Everyone seems to forget before Rudy Giuliani, it was not uncommon to see dudes in like 3-piece suits just taking a whiz on a New York street. Like they wouldn't even necessarily hide; they would just take a whiz, broad daylight.
Mm.
And
Like it was
speaking
a
of-
thing in the 80s.
I mean, don't they have an app in San Francisco where they show
Yes.
like you can, locate poop and stuff like that? It's like their
oh,
poop
they got
app.
Poop Finder app.
They have poop
Yeah, they
finder
do.
apps.
Mhm.
Yeah, where if there's poop on the sidewalk, you key it
Well, it's
in.
poop and needles.
Yeah.
It's also needles.
Yeah,
They
lovely.
have people whose jobs, the only job they have, they're part of the sanitation crews to go out and clean that up. That's part of their job. That's the only job they have. I think they spend a
Poop
ton
patrol.
of cash on trying to keep that clean.
Ew.
I know.
There's got to be like you got to nip that in the bud some other way before it gets that bad. Like do something else. Have another public service, organization
but-
come out and do something. Like
Well,
before people are pooping in your streets.
See, here's the problem. They
That's
do
weird.
have a lot of services. The problem is they're
Yeah.
all fronts to funnel money back to the politicians and their friends.
I know, totally.
Yeah.
It's corrupt. It's corrupt.
This
Yeah.
is what the end of an empire looks like.
Yeah.
So I am from New Jersey, as you guys know. And
And we
New Jersey,
still
New
love you
York.
anyway.
See, now to counter your first argument where you were like, Hawaiian pizza is delicious, and I'm sure it is a pleasurable eating experience for you, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
However, you are not from New Jersey, are you? Nor are you
No.
from New York, the land of
No.
the land of the truly good pizza.
There's some good pizza in New York, for sure.
I've been to Chicago, my friend. You're
I've
gonna
been to
love
You know what?
Chicago, too.
I never had Chicago pizza. Did you like it?
Dude, Giordano's is a
Mm-hmm.
religious experience.
I've been there.
It is
Yeah.
a religious experience, dude.
It's deep dish though, right? The deep dish
Oh, yeah.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
it's a
New
very
York has that
different.
thin crust stuff.
Again, as I recall, pizza was actually developed in New York. Many people was Italian. No, it's not. No, it is not. It's an American invention, just like the hamburger, hot dog, and fully automatic weaponry, America.
Yeah.
And chop suey also. We invented chop suey.
Yep.
So anyway, and I think technically the fortune cookie. But anyway, point being, I think it was like, you know, the way we envisioned pizza was invented in New York. So there's the New York style, which is which is what you know when you go to McDonald's, when you go, they'll have a pizza eventually. When you go to
They did have a pizza.
Hut, oh, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
That's
I
right.
think there was at one point where they were serving spaghetti at McDonald's.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
I remember that. Do you remember the moon face guy? It was like they did this weird thing where it was like the McDonald's After Dark thing. It was Mac Attack, I think was his name.
It was the Crescent Moon guy.
Yeah, the Crescent Moon guy. He was, and they were sort of playing off of Jay Leno in a lot of ways for his ads. Like, go there after, with the chin. Well, but I mean, that was it. It was like he was sophisticated. He played a piano. Anyway, my point is, most places are going to do the New York style, and I understand that, and I get that. I'm just saying, you know, if you want to say it's the best pizza, I think that's one of those things that deserves an asterisk. Where it's the best of that kind of pizza. I'm right there with you. But I'm sorry, Giordano's is a religious experience, dude. Straight up, it just is.
You know what? I can't argue against that because I haven't tried it. I got to try it first. I got to, you know, if I ever find my way.
But you're from Jersey. I would like to hear this. You're as an official Jerseyan.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to hear the furtherance of your bullshit argument.
Okay, so my favorite pizza is a plain slice because true pizza fans know that if you eat a truly exalted pizza, it doesn't need toppings. Toppings is just, those are just gimmicks to please the plebeians, the peasants who don't know the difference between good pizza and mediocre pizza and bad pizza. You know, you Texans, you guys have barbecue. All right, I'll give you that. You guys have barbecue, okay?
Yes.
We have pizza. A truly exceptional pizza needs no toppings.
What does plain entail? Is that like just tomato sauce and cheese?
That's it.
That's it.
Just plain.
And it's the kind that's like the big slice you fold it over, like New York style. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Do you add like pepper flakes on it and Tabasco or anything? No.
To add
Sriracha?
anything. Well, actually, sometimes I'll add like hot sauce because I'm addicted to hot sauce.
Me too.
But to add like all this crap to it, that's just insulting the art.
Mm.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to stand up. I'm going to stand up for you because the only point you have is on top of your head. But this is a valid argument, which is that if I get a really good steak, I don't want to see, steak sauce on it.
You don't want no A1, right?
No. Oh, I love A1, but I don't want it. But again, if it's a really good steak and it's really well done, I get your point, right? There's a valid argument to be made that if it's really, you don't need the extra stuff. And I get that. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that there aren't times when toppings aren't appropriate. And if toppings are appropriate, then pineapple deserves to be there. Just as much as anchovies, just as much as olives and peppers and onions.
I've never tried an anchovy pizza, but I want to try.
It's worth. Oh, it's absolutely worth
trying.
Oh, and here's the thing. You'd love it because it's a fish. I mean, obviously there's a little bit of a fish taste, but it's buttery and salty. So it doesn't really taste like a fish. There's that fish undertone, but your love of Korean food, that really should actually just be a plus on your side.
Mm-hmm.
So I love it. Like and I only get them from one place. And again, Texan, we have one place, and it's a transplanted New York family that makes pizzas. It's in Cedar Hill. I know the family. We know, we've known them for years. But they get the perfect anchovies. I mean, literally, it's like you'd imagine. I imagine when they get to the anchovies, it's a 1989 Cadillac with a suspiciously loud trunk.
Are they still around you?
They live they're like 30 minutes away. They've been. So originally started in Duncanville, real close to where I lived at the time. And then they moved to Cedar Hill, which again wasn't too far from. But now I'm in Waxahachie, so I'm further away. But yeah, no, dude, you've got to try. You have to try anchovies, just straight up.
I want to try that.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
When I visit you in Texas, I might have to try to.
I was going to say that. Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna have to make my queso for you, and then I'll make certain I get an anchovy pizza from Sam's.
So Jessica, you being from from your neck of the woods,
Georgia. Yeah, I'm from Georgia.
What are I know in Georgia they are known for peaches. Like
Please
I
don't
guess
tell me
every
that-
Georgian
no.
is like a peach expert. They just peaches everywhere. I've been to Georgia once, and it was just
Peaches
for like
for
a
free.
visit trip. I was expecting to see peach trees everywhere.
Actually, peaches came from China.
Yeah.
Okay. They actually transplanted the peaches from China here to Georgia. And so they're not originally from Georgia, actually. Yeah, I learned that from the Chinese delegation that visited me one time in my old job. Yeah, I was like, oh wow, I thought peaches came from Georgia. Nope. So yeah.
So what else is Georgia known for food wise?
Well, Georgia is actually okay. So this is wild, right? Because we're a very international state.
Yes,
in all honesty, okay. And so when you think of Georgia, I mean, we have good barbecue here. We have good, just American fare. A lot of catfish places and chicken wings and stuff like that. Like down home, good Southern cooking food, Southern cooked food, like mashed potatoes and gravy and fried chicken and everything fried, right?
Okra.
But a lot of stick to your bones, like fried okra, collard greens, turnip greens, all that stuff, just down home country cooking. Stuff. But in Atlanta, especially around Atlanta and the town, the bigger cities, I guess, we have a place in Atlanta called Buford Highway. Okay, and anybody watching that's ever been to Atlanta, Buford Highway is the place to go for all the international foods. Okay, I mean it's not that far away from just about anywhere if you live around Atlanta to go. You can, and it's very authentic. So you can pretty much get anything, including Korean barbecue, Donnie, and Korean food. The name of my favorite place, it's either Hil Kwan Il, I think is the name of it, or Han Il Kwan. Okay, I can't remember how it goes. I used to eat there all the time. Okay, when I lived in Atlanta. We would get short ribs. I would always get the short ribs. Oh my God, it's my favorite. Yeah, short ribs. Just the whole setup. They bring you like all the different side dishes and stuff, but I would get the short ribs usually, and a bottle or two of soju. Of course.
Oh, she gets down like that. Huh?
I get you.
Down like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know you partied like that.
Oh man, you got to when you're eating Korean barbecue.
That's
true. It helps the meat digest. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, yes, I do. So I think we can all unify on the idea that Korean, again, as someone who knows barbecue, I like Korean barbecue. Right?
Yeah.
It's very different from how we do it down here, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It's different, but it's still good. Like again, we can all unify on the fact that Korean barbecue is amazing, and pineapple belongs in pizza. In fact, Donnie,
I would like to do a test though. See, we need to do a test. All right. And this is what would convince me of your side of the argument. Right. Because pineapple is a sweet fruit, right?
Yes.
So of all the sweet fruits, that's the only one that makes it onto a pizza. And that's what I get curious about, because is that really the best sweet fruit to put on a pizza? But most people will say yes, but then most people will say, I've never tried any other sweet fruit. Then how do you know? We got to do a taste test where you do like a slice of pizza with apples on it, a slice of pizza with oranges on it, a slice of pizza with grapes on it, one with strawberries, one with coconut.
At all. I
coconut.
think part of,
I don't know about that
coconut.
Is that any more or less strange than pineapple? Coconut?
Yeah,
I think if pineapple works,
no, I think it's the texture of it would be a little odd to me on a pizza. I'm all about the texture too. The texture, the consistency, all that stuff. Yeah, I think coconut, it'd be like eating paper to me or something. I don't know. Yeah, it would be kind of like chips of something. I don't know. I'd try it though. I would try it. If it was like toasted coconut, I would try it. Yeah. I'd try anything.
Did a taste test of all of those fruits as toppings on pizza, and then upon completion, it is decided that pineapple is the best one, then I'll be like, fine, I'll give it to you. If you need to have a sweet fruit on a pizza, if you're so insistent on your balance, like it's the Force or something, then fine.
Hold on, because this is a red herring. sir.
Okay.
It's a communist herring is what this is. It doesn't matter if apples or pears or star fruit or jackfruit can also belong on a pizza or not. The question is whether or not pineapple belongs on pizza. It stands on its own. It doesn't matter. We've already established that fruits belong on pizzas. All the olives, all the peppers, they all belong. We all acknowledge they deserve to be on pizza. But the simple fact of the matter is whether or not pineapple deserves to be on there stands alone. I think it does because it is the king of the fruits, and it's on the king is the crown of the achievement that is pizza.
Is pineapple really the king of the fruit?
It is the king of the fruit. It has its own little crown.
It has a crown. I give you that.
It's got a crown.
It does.
It does.
I mean, so do pomegranates, but that's the Middle East. They can deal with their own selves.
Okay, so Jason, what do you think about pineapple going on a pizza that's not just pineapple and ham? What if it's like pineapple and ground beef or sausage?
See, I don't think that would work. I think
it's got to be ham and bacon.
Yeah, I think you've got to have that ham.
Okay.
Because again, it's like anything else, the flavor profiles have to work together. I will say this, I think pineapple is a very limited number of toppings that it'll play well with, right? Like I've seen people do pineapple and olives, and I think I can see how that works. But I think if you're throwing it on there and you got just a bunch of, there are things that just aren't going to work well together, right? I think that's the problem. Now, I will say this, I do think it's a very dangerous flavor profile and it's easy to screw up, and I think that's a valid argument, but it doesn't mean it doesn't belong there. It just means you got to know how to do it. In fact, it requires the most culinary skill. That's really the issue here, is culinary skill. Pineapple, anchovies, these are things that require wisdom and training, dedication to doing correctly for the pizza. In the hands of an amateur, it could go terribly wild. You're putting something on there that doesn't match the flavor profile, and it's just mass higgledy-piggledy.
I wonder who came up with this to begin with.
I don't know. I think it was I think it was an American though. Like it's called it's Canadian bacon, but it's not.
Somebody from Hawaii. It's not Hawaiian.
No, it's not Hawaiian.
You have to be kidding me.
No. I think it was a Canadian. It was a Canadian. It was a Canadian.
Hold on. Because Canadian bacon.
Yes. Okay. Who invented pineapple pizza? There we are.
It's really hard to trace the history of foods.
Except for this time, because it was in 1954. San Panopoulos. It was a Greek man. Of course, it would be a Greek who would come up with this because they're brilliant. He was a Greek immigrant who moved to Canada in 1954, and he created his first Hawaiian pizza at his restaurant. Looks like Satellite, but I don't think that's how you'd pronounce it. Located in Chatham, Canada.
Well, okay, I'll give you this.
A Greek dude in Canada created Hawaiian-style pizza.
Now, I'll grant you this. Hawaiian pizza isn't the most fucked up pizza I've ever seen or eaten. Because if you go to Korea or Japan, they got some gnarly pizza, dude. They've got some weird ideas about what belongs on a pizza. Because a lot of
they get some weird ideas what belongs as food.
They put corn and sweet potatoes and mayo on their pizza.
I've seen that. No, I've seen that here. The corn thing, not the mayo thing. That's disgusting. However, I do know Japan has a different type of mayo. That's a different conversation. They started putting, there's a place here called Mod Pizza. I love their salads. Actually, the salads are amazing. That's why I go. But they have corn as an option for a topping for your pizzas.
Korean people are all about that.
Interesting.
I come from the land of corn, man. And I'm like, why would you put that on pizza? But you know what? I see it, and again, I think they maybe came from there, but that freaks me out. First time I saw it.
Yeah,
that's just odd.
They would do stripes of mayo under pizza. They would do crisscross patterns, and sometimes.
But hold on, real quick, because I think the problem is because Japanese mayo is very, very different from American mayo.
Yeah.
I was talking
Korea. They're just using regular ass mayo.
But no, hold on. But doesn't Korean mayo isn't the same thing as what's used in Japan? It's the same. It's an entirely different emulsification process. or is it the same mayo?
No, I think Japanese mayo is different.
Yeah, it is different. It's a different emulsification because I was talking to my son. Like apparently they even like it comes like a cheese, like it's almost like Cheese Whiz. Like it's a very different. It's very different from American mayo, which is in many ways like it is the worst mayo. Just how it was developed. That it really is. Like I'm sorry, that's one of those weird deep dives you get into, and yeah. But anyway, it's sort of like the poor man's version of mayo. But so you're telling me that Korea they use our mayo, not the mayo that comes from Japan?
Oh, they use like Dukes.
I think it's and it's like it's just like plastic squeeze bottles, and it's just I just look at these people and I'm like, and you know what the messed up thing is, like on these pizza brands, it's always like some like cartoon of an Italian chef. I'm like, there's no way in hell an Italian chef would ever make that shit.
No.
There's no. But people are like, oh, I love corn and sweet potatoes on my pizza. You don't eat that in America? I'm like, hell no, we don't eat that kind of stuff. We eat normal, good pizza.
Corn and sweet potatoes.
You've completely bastardized pizza.
I mean, I could see like ranch being sprinkled all over the pizza. Like ranch is really good on pizza. I think personally,
ranch is really it. Yeah,
I'll
but
totally
not
try
cooked on
ranch.
pizza, but not cooked on the pizza.
Yeah, it helps it if it, especially if the pizza's dry. You got to have something to like moisten it up a little bit, and ranch is usually the way to go.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Ranch is good on pizza. So is
and
again, I'm a big fan of Tabasco or any form of the hot sauce, but
sriracha or even ranch with sriracha in it, like we call it sriracha. You know,
even though we've got a major sriracha shortage nowadays, which has been bumming me out pretty hard.
That's terrible. I know, right?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, man.
My dining
solidarity
experiences are not the same. It hurts my feelings because I got to use that cheap off-brand Chinese sriracha, that bullshit sriracha, when I have my pho.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess it's better than nothing, but still, man, that bums me out.
I didn't realize we were gonna get this deep into your psyche, Donnie. I'm sorry, man. I got nothing but feelings for you. I mean, you're wrong on the pineapple pizza, but I feel the pain, your sriracha pain.
Okay, so you know what other food? Okay, so how long have we been going? Like half an hour? Okay,
yeah,
I got to bring this up too because I need to ask Jessica. I would actually like your opinion on this.
Okay.
I think of all the American foods, the dumbest American food is grilled cheese sandwiches. Now, here's why. Okay. When I was growing up as a kid, I remember every Wednesday for our school lunch was grilled cheese sandwich day, right? And I would go, you go up in the cafeteria with your lunch tray, and they would give you the grilled cheese sandwich. And I remember they would come with like tater tots on the side or like green beans. I always look down at my grilled cheese sandwich. I'm like, yeah, where the fuck is the rest of my sandwich? What'd you do with the meat? Right? And people are like, and people are like, oh, I love grilled cheese sandwich. Oh, you like not having meat in your fucking sandwiches? That's stupid.
Sir, I am less than 2 feet away from several firearms. You realize that, right?
Have you ever eaten a sandwich and been like, oh man, the sandwich would be good, but oh, this meat in the sandwich is a bummer?
Yeah.
I have had bad meat, yes. However, Donnie chose proclivity for putting meat in his mouth aside.
He loves his
Some
meat.
things he loves his meat.
I just want my sandwiches to be complete, okay? Just finish your job, okay? You just gave me a meatless sandwich. I'm looking at the lunch lady.
It is, but it is
like,
what it
where's
is,
the rest
man.
of my sandwich, lady?
Okay, you know what? Okay, so here's the deal. Donnie Cho, you don't understand peasant food.
Peasant food.
Sometimes
the peasant food is the best food.
Which is exactly my point.
Yeah.
Ratatouille, most casseroles, brisket, lingua. These all used to be peasant food. Now the friggin' yuppies found lingua and it's $20 a pop, but whatever. That's my problem. Grilled cheese is peasant food. It comes literally from the Depression. That's where it came from because you didn't have access to it.
Now I know where the word depression came from.
See, this is just you ragging on those who have a more humble background, Donnie. You're an elitist, is what you are. You're
Well-
like, why can't they just eat cake? I'm over here. I don't have meat in my sandwich. They're just eat some damn cake, man. There's a
I've heard
guillotine
some
with your name
people-
on it, Donnie Cho.
I've
When the
heard some people
revolution
say,
comes.
now the counter argument that people come at me with is, oh, you
Yes.
can totally have meat in the grilled cheese sandwich. No, you can't, because if you put meat in a grilled cheese sandwich, it ceases to become a grilled cheese sandwich. It becomes
I
something
agree
else.
with that. Yeah, it becomes a griller.
So the characteristic of the grilled cheese sandwich is simply just no meat.
Yeah.
And that's real fucking stupid, America. That's real.
Well, it's a
stupid.
delicacy, especially for
delicacy.
kids. A lot of kids do like it because a lot of kids don't like to eat meat. You know, my son was all about eating French fries, and he still is. He likes French fries and cheese, and well, he likes his bacon in the morning, of course. Gotta have. He's American. He's an American kid. That's what we eat.
Everyone
We
loves
have
bacon.
we have our sidearm, our orange juice, and some bacon every morning. That's the real American breakfast right there. So.
Yep. Exactly. You got to
but
make
yeah,
sure
I mean-
the 45 is facing out, because if it's facing in,
Exactly.
it's uncouth.
Exactly. Just like where you set up your forks and your knives. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have your gun right there.
Knives, forks, 1911.
Firearm. That's right.
With grilled cheese sandwiches. How American of you.
And some tomato
That is so
soup
American.
to dip it in.
So
Hey, I mean,
American.
a grilled cheese sandwich with tomato soup is one of my favorite things, actually.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
like to add stuff to my grilled cheese. Like I put cream cheese on the bread too, and like I'll put sprouts on it or something. I mean, it's I can get fancy with the grilled cheese. So, but it's,
But
it's
no
all
meat,
about
right?
preference. Yeah,
That ham in your fridge is looking all lonely.
the ham's
What
good on
about-
it too.
What about us? You forgot about the meat.
Ooh, it'd be good. Maybe we should try a ham grilled cheese with pineapple on it. Just kidding.
I'm sure
I
you
bet
know
Jason
what?
would try it.
Hold on. I'm down. I'm down. I see what
I bet Jason would try it. Donnie
You know what you
won't,
should
but
do,
Jason will.
Jason? You should do a video where you make one and then you taste test it and show us and tell us what you think.
a grilled cheese, but using
Ham
Ham
and
pineapple.
ham and pineapple.
In addition to
okay,
the
so it's
cheese.
still a griller, but you know what? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do this. We'll do a taste. We'll do a test. In fact, while you're down here, Donnie, I got to make my queso, right? I'll introduce you to anchovy pizza.
Okay,
We can
yeah, I
do
would
like
like
we can
to
do
try that.
a grilled. Yeah, we can do a grilled cheese off. Yeah, we'll do it. And I'll
That
show
sounds
you the
good.
glory that is the pineapple.
Now, Jason, I'm curious.
No, you're
Is
not.
Texas barbecue really as good as that they say? Like, is everyone in Texas really this freaking grilling master?
Not
Like
everyone.
almost every Texan person I've ever met has made the claim that they're some meat genius.
And, okay. People who will say they're meat geniuses, they are lying. However, we do have the best grill masters. We do, straight up.
Okay. So what is the best, I guess, item or dish within the world of Texas barbecue?
Oh, brisket. That's not even a
Brisket.
conversation. Yeah, if you're talking about smoked meats, it's brisket, and that's the end of the story.
I'm going to have to try this brisket. I'm going to have
I can
to
get
see.
you. So there's a friend of mine. He is the complete opposite way from the area you are going to be in. I may be able to see if I can schedule a trip though with him, because that'd be damn good. But actually, I'm pretty certain I can get you some good brisket, even if we can't make it out to him.
Yeah.
It's not too hard to find good brisket in Texas.
I remember when I was living in North Carolina for a while, I had this job where I was like basically going door to door selling insurance. And the two people I was with, they were like local to North Carolina. Yeah, that job sucked.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they were like, oh, when we were doing our route, they were like, oh, we got to stop by the store. And I go into this Southern store where it's like groceries, but for Southern people. And I was like looking
Yes.
around at everything. I was like, this place is weird. Right.
What, pig's
and then
feet?
like,
Pig's feet are weird to you?
well,
hot
it
mama
was
sausages,
okay. There was like
pickled
so much
eggs.
random. Okay, the thing that was real random to me, like I would just like see
Mm-hmm.
these bricks of just pig lard, just
Yep.
bricks of them. I'm
Best
like,
thing to cook with.
what?
Oh yeah,
I've
large.
never seen a brick of pig lard before, just being sold like that.
Mm. Oh yeah.
In Honduras, I'm not kidding when I say this. It's open air, so there's flies everywhere, and they just you buy the scoop, like they will just scoop out the lard and put in a container for you.
Like it's
That's
ice
Honduras
cream?
though. Yeah. But yeah, no, pig lard, this is one of those things where it's like again, clearly not a health food guy, but I'm on my little health journey. I've got my channel. I'm going to start broadcasting on it next week, documenting my journey in health. But yeah, one of the things I'm convinced of is probably like the whole Crisco thing is and vegetable oils are by and large the worst thing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
That the pig lard and true butter is way better for you than this hydrogenated oil stuff. That honestly, it does seem like it's way better for you, and it tastes better. Just
Totally.
It straight up tastes better.
So what is pig lard best for cooking?
Virtually anything.
Vegetables, meats.
Oh, so you use it to cook for
everything.
With everything. Yeah, I do too. I mean, I save my bacon grease sometimes. And I have a lot of bacon grease. Like I'll put it in a jar and I cook with it. Yeah, that's what everybody down here does. I thought everybody did it, but maybe it's just in the South. I don't know.
It's a Southern thing.
It must be a Southern thing. Yeah, it's actually really good.
You don't bake with it, but yeah.
No, you don't bake with it.
Everything
you just
else.
fry. Like if you're gonna fry something in a pan, you just use that in substitute of like butter or some kind of vegetable oil. Yeah. I mean, we have local farms around where I live, and there's this one farm. They actually have an honor system when you go there, okay, where you don't even have to go see anybody face to face. You just get stuff, like they have a dairy farm, they have cows and stuff. You can go buy like big gallons of raw milk. Like raw milk is like illegal these days or something, right? And it says not for consumption of humans on it for some reason. I love getting a gallon or
That's
two.
Illegal.
This raw milk.
That's the legal protection.
Yeah, right. So it tastes way better. I don't drink pasteurized like milk from the grocery store. I'll eat it in my cereal and put some in my milk, but I don't like drink it plain. But I will drink that raw milk all day, every day, and it's so good. And you get a couple of gallons, you get some cream from there, you get some butter. The butter from that farm, I put it in my coffee in the mornings. It makes my coffee delicious.
Heard about that.
You don't even need cream in it. You just put that butter in it, and it's so good for you. And you just go and you tally up however much you bought, and then you put the money in an envelope and put it in their little container. And yeah, it's amazing. Wow. I love living in the country. Yeah.
Yeah, there was an Amish guy farm up north, and the state shut him down because he was selling unpasteurized milk.
That's terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so much better for you. That raw milk, even though it's only for dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Only for the dogs.
Not for human consumption.
Not for human consumption ever.
It tastes way better though. I can promise you.
I want to try it. I've never tried raw milk.
Oh my God. I highly recommend, but it's not for human consumption.
So you could get like eggs there too?
Yeah, absolutely. Eggs and
the
everything. The eggs taste better. Oh my God. They taste so much better. They're like butter.
Yep.
It's like butter. Yeah, they're like butter. Yeah. It's delicious.
Farm fresh eggs are amazing, and particularly the free range ones. They're the dark orange.
Yeah.
Instead of that
the yolk is dark
yellow.
Orange. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Totally different. No, I was just gonna say it's totally different. Once you start getting stuff at the farm and it's like fresh, it's hard to go back to even though it's a lot cheaper to buy stuff at the grocery store sometimes.
Yeah.
It's worth it. It's worth buying better stuff.
So what are y'all's favorite desserts?
Ooh. I don't eat a ton of desserts, but when I do, I love like a banana cream pie or I don't know, coconut cream pie. Those are my things. Or cheesecake.
Yeah.
Cheesecake's good.
Okay. I'm kind of with her on this. I'm not a big dessert guy, but cream a cheesecake is probably my favorite thing in the world. Outside of pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is my jam. Ice cream, I got to go with just good old fashioned cookies and cream. As far as the pinnacle of iced cream. Do y'all have Bluebell where you are, Donnie?
Do they have what?
Bluebell.
No, never heard of it.
Okay, then you'll have to have some of that.
Yeah, I don't really eat sweets or desserts. I mean, like, I don't even eat chocolate. I just don't. It gives me a headache for some reason.
I get it.
Although I sometimes, like, when I get ice cream, I'll get like mint and chocolate chip. I've never eaten an ice cream sundae before ever in my life.
What?
Really?
Only because I've only ever ordered mint and chocolate chip every time I go to an ice cream shop. A couple years ago, when I right after I came back from Korea, I went to McDonald's and I ordered for the very first time in my life a quarter pounder with cheese. This was in like 2016. It's the first time in my life I had a quarter pounder with cheese. Now, I'd gone to McDonald's plenty of times, right? But I always ever ordered cheeseburgers, Big Macs, chicken nuggets. Never quarter pounder.
You never had the old-fashioned QPC, huh?
Never. I was always a Big Mac guy. Right?
Yeah, I like a good Big Mac too. Yeah.
So I remember the first time I told people that I never had an ice cream sundae. People were like, "Oh my god, that's so weird. Why wouldn't you ever have it?" I'm like, "Because they have other options at the freaking ice cream store, and I go with the other options. Damn, leave me alone."
Well, we'll introduce you to Bluebell when you're down here too.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to record all this, and we'll do a Donnie Cho says stuff about the new kinds of food that we'll be awakening you to.
Okay. And
Donnie Cho's
we're
food
gonna
awakening.
Put some south in your mouth, huh?
I'm going to end this shortly.
We know he.
Oh, I was almost about to. I almost forgot to unmute myself, but I saw that I was muted. Okay, so yeah, there was a bit more left, but I figured we leave it there. What time is it now? 1:12. All right. You know what? I'm gonna throw up one last one. This one is called the Magical Society of Asians or whatever. And this was actually my second most viewed video on my channel. It had like 850 something. And understandably so. It's not my personal favorite, but I can understand why it did well. So we're going to do that one, and then I think we'll call it a night. It's called the Society of Magical Asians. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. Yeah, this one did pretty well. It was my second most popular episode I ever did. It's about 45 minutes long, and yeah, I think it was objectively good, but not my personal favorite. So, here we go. Hey, everybody. Can everyone here see and hear me okay? In the chat? What's going on, folks? Let's see who's here. Stephen Lewis, my old buddy. It's going to be lit. Popcorn yellow striped smile. And there's my girl B Con. Woohoo. She's back, folks. Let's see. She's done with classes, done with travel till the Bama Bigfoot conference. I'll be there. Hope to see some of y'all folks there too. So I could catch my favorite Korean gentleman live. I'm pretty sure she's not talking about me. I ain't no gentleman. Shit. Hey there, Moon at Noon. My favorite Marylander. Glenn Dannison's in the house. He's always, man, Glenn, you are a loyal listener. I see you all the time, Glenn. Glad to have you. And can everyone hear and see me okay? Blue Crossroads, my old friend. Hey, folks. Oh, Glenn. Honestly, if you showed up, though, I wouldn't even recognize you because I've never seen your face. Yes, I am a ninja. Mike Bothwell, what's up? Fellow Canadian. I think you're Canadian. I'm pretty sure you're Canadian. I'm Canadian. I was born in Toronto, by the way. And let's see who else. Corey Cole. What's up, Corey Cole? Are you going to be at the conference, Corey Cole? Bama Bigfoot conference? Sounds like everyone's going to be there. And Yeah, Mike Bothwell, I'm working on it. I need a female co-host, honestly. I've been thinking about that. But none of my exes will talk to me for some reason. I don't know. Actually, that's not true. And greeting Danny Stanton. Gatlinburg Bigfoot Conference. Where's that? Gatlinburg? Where's that? Tennessee? All right. Everyone can hear and see me okay. It's Paranormal Paul. I like the ring to your name, by the way. Corey Cole, I've got commitment issues too. That's why I'm still single. Dude, what the fuck are you doing in the States then? Yeah, I moved to the States when I was like 4. But technically I was born in Toronto. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't been there since. Oh, it's okay, Moon Anu. No one's perfect. No one's perfect. Okay. So tonight's topic, right? So a few weeks ago, there was a movie that came out. I'm sure some of you guys have seen the title. It was called The American Society of Magical. Man, I don't even want to say the title because I'm embarrassed to say the title. The American Society of Magical African Americans, right? I'm sure you guys have heard of this movie. It was like one of the most reviled, shitted upon movies, especially when the trailer came out. It was so fucking stupid because it became pretty clear what the movie was. Have you guys heard of this movie in the chat? Yeah, Blue Crossroads. It's in Alabama. Corey Cole. It is David Allen Greer. You are correct. Okay. Actually, if you guys haven't heard of it, let's see if I can play the trailer. I think I can play the trailer. Yeah, I think I can get away with it. And if I get shut down, I'm just gonna restart it. So don't worry, guys. And I'm like literally embarrassed to show this, but it's like, dude, I can't even say the title because it's embarrassing. Okay. Now, if you're not familiar, let me just show you the trailer, okay?
I know you can feel their discomfort, Aaron. Watching you walk through a room full of white people was the most painful thing I've ever seen.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I don't want to take you to a job interview. There's a recruiting class starting right now, and we got to get you in it.
Welcome to the American Society of Magical Negroes.
So they make this shit out like it's fucking Hogwarts or something, right? Yeah. Mike Bothwell, I know what you mean. I'm like literally embarrassed to even say the title. So it's like this guy who's living amongst like white people, and then they're like, he gets sucked into like this magical, mystical world of magical African Americans. And yeah.
I don't really understand.
It's easier said.
Oh shit, he magical.
Dangerous animal on the planet.
Shark.
White people, when they feel uncomfortable. White people feeling uncomfortable precedes a lot of bad stuff for us. That's why we fight white discomfort every day. Because the happier they are, the safer we are.
So that little safety meter is the white tears meter. It measures white tears. So the idea is the more white tears there are, the safer they are. Because again, remember that the line he said, what the fuck did he say?
Planet.
Shark.
White people, when they feel uncomfortable. White people feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah, he said, what's the most dangerous animal in the world? White people when they feel uncomfortable. And then they got the mystical, magical white people meter.
People precedes a lot of bad stuff for us. That's why we fight white discomfort every day. Because the happier they are, the safer we are.
The name needs a little updating, maybe like magical black people, or I guess that doesn't have the same ring.
You ready?
Oh, wow.
Your first client is a Jason Munn. His morale is far too low.
Hey.
Hey.
Darn it. I was hoping there was a station right next to him.
Oh, is this one spoken for?
No.
Yeah, it's actually fun and weirdly relaxing. It's like being a secret agent with none of the danger.
Hey, I'm Lizzie.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
She's great.
Yeah, she's cool.
You kidding? Come on, man. She's smart and funny.
I know what you were doing going on about her. You're trying to set us up.
No, that's not what I was doing.
You cannot have a relationship with Lizzie now, because if you don't put Jason first, everyone's magic will fail.
I've always felt like it's my job to make white people feel comfortable, and here it literally is. But maybe it shouldn't be.
I got a great plan to ask her out, but I'm gonna need your help.
Do you think you could like work your magic?
Hey, is he talking about me?
Hey.
Oh my. Wait, are you?
All right, anyway, that's enough of that bullshit. You guys get the message, right? So yeah, exactly, Blue Crossroads. If you race swap this, right? Now imagine it. If you took this movie and then you just race swapped everyone, where you called it the American Society of Magical White People, and then it was a white dude with magical powers, and he's living amongst black people, and now he's doing all this shit like making like fucking fried chicken appear out of nowhere. Do you know how fucked up that movie would be? That movie would be fucking just, people would burn the fucking movie theater down. It's ridiculous, right? But I guess because of the woke retards in Hollywood, they feel like they can get away with it, right? This whole movie is just racist ass shit that's just aimed towards making fun of white people, right? It's fucking lame. It's counterproductive, and that goes to show the mindset behind some of these idiots that are running shit in Hollywood. Right? The whole point of the woke agenda is to, what was it? To combat racism and fight for equality. And what's their strategy? More racism, right? This time towards the right people. Because that's going to fix things, fucking retards, right? Yeah, let's just combat racism with more racism. That's going to make the world a better place. Very smart logic there. Wokesters, fucking retards, right? So what happened? This movie comes out like 3 weeks ago, right? It gets destroyed by the critics. It gets destroyed by the audience scores. There's people coming out. If you look at the comments under the trailers, it's just everyone just shitting on this movie. And let me show you. Let's look at some of these comments. This gentleman, whose name is Mr. Black, you know, he's an African-American fellow. He says everyone in this movie deserves to have their black card revoked, right? There are all these people who are saying, like, as, you know, black people coming out who are saying, this movie's fucking embarrassing. It's a joke. I'm ashamed that this movie even came out. When you have, remember, this movie is meant to cater towards the, I guess, the woke retards. I guess it's an attempt to cater towards black people, but it seems like for the most part, the majority of the black people I've seen online pretty much shitted on this movie because they're smarter than that. They're like, this is just a weak ass attempt at pandering and trying to, I guess, pander towards the social justice warriors by being racist against white people. That is some fucking bullshit. Some horse shit. Okay, you can't fight racism with more racism. It's fucking stupid. Paranormal Paul, you are correct. I can't imagine anyone liking this movie. You know, what did it make at the box office, Mike Bothwell? I'll tell you how much it made at the box office. The news just came out, right? News just came out that after 3 weeks of release, this movie's getting pulled from the theaters because the box office was so poor. You know what it made total since it was released? Since its Hollywood premiere, $2.4 million. That's fucking sad. You know what the production budget of this movie was? It was like $15.4 million. The same as Godzilla Minus One. Oh, by the way, how much did Godzilla Minus One make? I don't know. Let's find out. I'm curious now. Godzilla Minus One had the exact same budget, about 15 to 16 million, right? Let's find out. How much did $114.8 million in the US alone? Yeah. Way to go, Fucking Hollywood. Fucking idiots. Okay. So. Yeah. 2.4 million. That's how much it made. And then it's getting pulled from the theaters because it did so shittily. Same budget as Godzilla Minus One. Same budget. About 15 to 16 million. Yeah, even black people hated this movie. You can like I watch a lot of these YouTube channels of like these black conservative commentators, and a lot of them, and they'll show all the different comments, and they'll have like reaction videos of like people coming out of the theater, most of whom are black, and they would ask them, "What were your thoughts?" And they were like, "That was the dumbest shit I ever saw in my life." I don't know who the producers were, but I hope their careers get ruined. Fucking idiots. Not because I want to see anyone's lives get destroyed or anything, but if you're that bad at your job, you deserve to not have that job. Okay. It's just what it is, right? So, to commemorate the shittiness of that movie, I've decided to do my own little production, my own little version of that movie called The American Society of Magical Asians. Why not, right? I guess we could do it. Paranormal Paul, I believe it was Focus Films, Focus Features. You see it in the title, in the beginning of the trailer. So I am going to do my own little version of the Magical Society of Magical, or the American Society of Magical Asians. Shit, that's a mouthful. Podcasting live is not easy, folks. You should try it yourselves. Paranormal Paul knows what I mean. Hey there, Steve Edmond. I would hate to be the asshole who paid to see that movie in the theater. Amen, brother. Amen. Yeah, it's a stupid movie. It's like this weird double standard where I guess it's okay to be blatantly racist towards a specific group. That's the whole stupidity of the whole woke movement, right? The idea is to fight racism, fight for equality, fight for diversity, and yet they seem to make everything about race. Good job, folks. That's literally the opposite of what you were out to do. Good job. So, Donnie Cho will take you down on a magical journey, a magical Asian journey, where I will showcase some of the most memorable and magical and the Asianist people in pop culture that have graced our lives. And let us pay homage to some of these magical Asian people. You guys ready? Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to showcase a few people. I'm going to talk about them, maybe show some clips. And basically what the order I'm going to do it is I'm going to do it in the order of magicalness. Okay. So I'll show you the least, I'll start with the least magical Asian person, and then I'll work my way up to like the most magical motherfucker there is. Okay. Let's get extra magical in this bitch. You guys ready? All right. Okay. Magical Asian number one. Magical as fuck, but probably of all of them, the least magical. Are you guys ready? Magical Asian number one is Jack Burton, played by Kurt Russell in one of the greatest cinematic masterpieces of all time, Big Trouble in Little China, one of my own personal favorite movies of all time. And this dude had some magic in this movie, but yes, Magical Asian number one. Now, let's examine the character. Who is Jack Burton and what makes him such a magical Asian? So, for him, his Asian lineage, see, first of all, he's the least Asian of the group because he's only Asian American. He's from the San Francisco, his Asian lineage is tied to the San Francisco Chinatown, right? Not in Asia, but Chinatown, that's sort of Asian enough, I guess, for our purposes. Magical powers. His magical power is the invincibility brought about by ancient Chinese potions. If you guys are unaware, I will show you a brief clip of the ancient potion that makes Jack Burton a magical fucking Asian. Hold on one second. Okay. You guys ready?
Time for the medicine.
Asian, that's like an ancient Chinese potion with like magical shit in it.
Does what again exactly?
And through consumption of the potion, Jack Burton gets all these magical Asian powers.
Good. See things no one else can see. Do things no one else can do. Real things. As real as Lopan.
Oh, real as fuck, motherfucker.
Oh, the 6 demon bag.
The 6 demon bag.
Demon bag. Sensational. What's in it, Egg?
Wind, fire, all that kind of thing.
Here's to the Army and Navy and the battles they have won. Here's to America's colors, the colors that never run.
May the wings of liberty never lose a feather.
Fuck yeah. Asian and patriotic.
Feel pretty good. I'm not scared at all. I just feel kind of invincible.
Me too. I got a very positive attitude about this.
Good, me too.
Yeah.
I love the signs. Like, fuck yeah.
It's getting hot in here. Is it just me?
Fuck yeah, I love that movie. Anyone who doesn't love that movie is a goddamn Nazi. There, I said it. That's the greatest movie of all time. Well, second greatest. I still think Bruce Lee's Way of the Dragon is the greatest film of all time. But goddamn, that was a fine piece of cinema. I'm sure everyone here agrees. If you're in the chat and you think Big Trouble in Little China is one of the greatest films of all time, give me a hell yeah in the chat. Anyone? Pork. Yeah, Chinese people do love their pork. That's for sure. Koreans too. We eat a lot of pork. Yeah. Anyway, greatest films. I could watch that again and again. I love that movie. So, yes, our first magical Asian is Jack Burton. He's Asian because he's, tied to San Francisco Chinatown. And his magical ability is the invincibility brought about by that ancient Chinese potion shit. All right. Are you guys ready? Yeah, Rough Vetter gets it. Are you guys ready for Magical Ass Asian number 2? Kaboom. Kwai Chang Caine, baby, from Kung Fu. Now, everyone knows Kwai Chang Caine. He's that Kung Fu master. And no, he's not magical because of his Kung Fu-ness. Kung Fu is dope and everything, but that doesn't make you magical, right? Like, fucking anyone could do Kung Fu if, with the proper time and training and discipline. Right? But let us examine this magical Asian known as Kwai Chang Caine. Now, Kwai Chang Caine's Asian lineage is the Henan province in China. Why is the Henan province? Because that's where the Shaolin Temple originates from, or that's where they're based out of. So, and this dude is Shaolin style Kung Fu. That's where he learned all his badass magical shit. So, Kwai Chang Caine, he's tied in with the Henan province over in China. Now, the reason why he's got magical shit is because some of you guys may remember the other show, Kung Fu, The Legend Continues, where Kwai Chang Caine is walking around in modern America. Like, what the fuck is he doing here? In the first show, he's this Buddhist monk, this Shaolin fighter dude, walking around in the Old West in the 1800s. And all of a sudden in Kung Fu, The Legend Continues, it's the same motherfucking guy, this time in like regular ass modern America. And his name is Kwai Chang Caine. He's got the same face, same powers. It's the same guy. How's he able to live that long? I'll tell you why he's able to live that long. Is because he's got the power of time travel through reincarnation. That is how Kwai Chang Caine is able to go from cowboy days to modern inner city days with his son. By the way, highly irresponsible to be just walking around on the streets with your gun pointing up like that. Dude, that's not good gun safety protocol. You should be more responsible, folks. He's got a flute I don't know why. He seems to just enjoy food. But his magical power is time travel via reincarnation. And also he can make pebbles teleport into his hand. He seems to be a weird trick that he's got. I don't know why he's able to do that. So yeah, magical ass Asian number 2. I mean, you know, Kurt Russell's character, Jack Burton, he's like got that magical potion. But this dude, he can fucking time travel. That's magical as hell, if you ask me. What do you guys think? All right. So let's move on to magical ass Asian number 3. Bruce Leroy. Now, this dude is like extra Asian, right? I mean, this dude's more Asian than I am. I mean, my man's is walking around the middle of Harlem with a rice fielder's hat. My man's mad Asian, you know? Compared to him, I'm barely Asian at all. Shit. This dude's Asian as fuck. Look at him. Look at him. He's in the middle of Harlem with a fucking rice fielder's hat, all casual, eating everything with chopsticks. Now, a lot of people say, well, Donnie, he's clearly black. No, we Asians, we've claimed him. As soon as he walks around with a rice fielder's hat and devotes his life to kung fu and chopsticks, his allegiance has already been made clear. He is. Not only is he Asian, he is more Asian than I am. And I'm 100% Asian. This dude's like 150% Asian. I mean, if Asianness was an Olympic sport, this dude's like winning the gold medal. I mean, shit, I'm like embarrassed to call myself Asian compared to that guy. Shit. Now, let us talk about Bruce Leroy. Now, Kwai Chang Caine, of course, has great kung fu abilities, and a lot of that is due to his Shaolin training. Bruce Leroy, he also has kung fu abilities. It's a different style of kung fu. And his lineage is to Hong Kong. His primary background is, I would say, Wing Chun and Jeet Kune Do. But what is Bruce Leroy's magical power? It is light manipulation via the harnessing of chi. In the movie, it's called The Glow. Right? You see an example of the glow right there. And also he can catch bullets with his teeth, right? But yeah, he can use and harness his chi to manipulate light, which, powers up all of his moves. You see, this dude is the true magical Asian. Some people say Bruce Lee is the magical Asian. No. Problem is, Bruce Lee only knows regular ass kung fu, right? He knows that vanilla shit. Bruce Leroy, on the other hand, is magical as fuck because he's got the glow. He literally glows. And when he hits people, sparks fly out. Bruce Lee doesn't make sparks. And also, Bruce Lee is only 75% Asian. I don't know if you people knew that, folks. Bruce Lee's mother was half white. Look it up. It's true. She was half white, half German. Bruce Lee was only 75% Asian. That's not Asian enough. I'm more Asian than Bruce Lee, technically, because I'm 100% Asian. Bruce Leroy, on the other hand, bam, he's like 150% Asian. Bruce Lee, you don't see Bruce Lee walking around in the middle of Harlem with a rice fielder's hat. No. He ain't all Asian like that. He's only 75%. All right. So we've gone over the first 3. Some magical ass Asians with some magical abilities. Again, impressive stuff, right? Lighting up your fists so that they glow, creating sparks when you punch people. Impressive stuff. Catching bullets with your teeth. Impressive stuff. Kwai Chang Caine traveling through time, through reincarnation. Pretty cool. Jack Burton drinking that Chinese potion and shit. Pretty dope. Now we're going to go extra. Okay, now we're getting to the territory where these magical ass Asians are getting extra magical. Do you guys have any questions so far? Oh, sorry, Mike. We're going to have to see you later. Yes, honorable mention does go out to Shonuff. Shonuff was the villain in Last Dragon, the guy who was the rival to Bruce Leroy. He too had the glow. He too had the ability, and he too was he was not, I wouldn't call him fully Asian, because even though he did walk around with a karate gi all day, every day, he wasn't like wearing a rice fielder's hat, and I didn't see him eating anything with chopsticks. But yeah, Shonuff was definitely deserves an honorable mention. Hey, it's Woo Riders. What's up, Woo Riders? Anyway, are you guys ready for Magical Ass Asians number 4? I like to call them Space Asians. Yes, the Asians in space. Now, what do I mean by Space Asians? Now, here's a little secret that we Asians, we like to call each other different things, right? I'm of Korean descent. So amongst other Asians, we Koreans, we are known as the Mountain Asians, because Korea is mostly mountainous. So when you look at a Korean person, or when other Asians look at Korean people, they call us the Mountain Asians, right? Koreans and Japanese, but Korea mostly, because Korea is like almost all mountains, like not big mountains, but there's like mountains everywhere. So we're Mountain Asians. People like Cambodians and people from Thailand and Vietnam, they're like jungle. We call them jungle Asians. I mean, literally, people in Korea, that's what they call them, jungle Asians. Polynesians, like Tongans and Samoans, they're like Asians of the sea Asians. But we also have Space Asians. These are Asians from space. Now, their Asian lineage is, of course, obviously space, because that's where they're from. They're clearly Asian, Space Asians. Now, their magical power is pretty impressive as well. They have telepathy, meaning, well, what they can do is they can like touch people in their face with their fingers, and they can like read their minds and shit. That's pretty impressive stuff. That's pretty magical, I say. And they can also like put their fingers on like points in your neck, like they know like Asian pressure points, like ancient kung fu magical shit, and they can knock people out and paralyze them. That's that's why the Space Asians are so special, right? Because they can like paralyze you just by touching you in the neck, and they can read your mind by touching your head. Fucking Space Asians. They're pretty impressive, and I have to put the entire group up there because they're all, as a group, pretty magical. And of course they're special, they're from space. I'm just over here, just a lowly mountain Asian. We're just the Asians of the mountains, but these are the Asians of space. Boom. Space Asians. It's pretty impressive stuff. I wish I was a Space Asian. Man, that would be awesome. Aliens wouldn't fuck with me, Yeah. Love me some Space Asians. Okay. So that's, I would say, the Space Asians, they're very impressive, but that would be our midway point. Now we're going to get to the special ones, the really dope ones, the ones who are fucking powerful as all get out. All right. Now, this next magical ass Asian, man, what more can I say about him? He's an icon. He's a legend. Everyone in the world looks up to him. You have entire amusement parks set up for him. Video games, comic books, just everyone grew up on him. He's a household name. You all know and love him. Goku of the Dragon Ball series. We all know who Goku is. He's basically Asian Superman, right? Everything that Superman does, Goku can do, but he can also do some other extra shit. So what is the basis of Goku as the one of the most magical ass Asians? Well, his Asian lineage is Western China, right? Because the legend of Goku actually comes from the Journey to the West, is a series of novels that came out from like, medieval China. You've all heard about it, about the Monkey King and some Buddhist monk that journeys to the West to find some magical Buddhist scrolls. Now, he's got a whole litany of powers, right? Goku does. Of course, just like Superman, he's got flight. He can manipulate the Dragon Balls, which, can grant like any wish. So that's pretty powerful as fuck right there. And of course, his signature move, the Kamehameha wave, the big ass fireball he can shoot. I don't see Superman doing that shit. Shit. This dude, Asian Superman. And he's magical as fuck. I mean, he's got crazy ass powers. He beats up everybody. It's pretty high up on the list, if you ask me. Oh, be kind. You don't know Goku? Man, he's the man. Steven Edmund, what are you talking about? Watch Dragon Ball Evolution. These are all shots from that movie. Hollywood made their own Dragon Ball movie called Dragon Ball Evolution. It had Goku, it had Piccolo, it had everybody. Master Roshi. Fucking Goku. Magical as fuck. All right. Now, for my next magical Asian. Where are we at? This is magical Asian number 5. Now behold, this one you all definitely know. Magical Asian number 6. Yoda. We all know Yoda's Asian. And we all know he's magical as fuck. Right? We all know who he is. He needs no introduction. Okay. So what makes Yoda a magical ass Asian? Well, his lineage, of course, is Korea, Japan. Now, how do I know that he's of that descent? Well, pretty simple, right? It's because of the way he speaks. I'm not going to do an impression. I was tempted to just now, but I'm like, nope, don't do it, Donnie. But you know the way he speaks, he's got that weird ass sentence structure, right? Where if you pay very close attention to Yoda's speech patterns, the reason why the order of the words or the syntax is all weird and fucked up is because, you notice that he always puts the verb at the end of the sentence, right? That's basically the same syntax as Korean and Japanese, right? Magical as fuck I am. Man, I'm tempted to do the voice. Much to learn you still have. Yep. Corey gets it. Yeah, he basically. Okay, so I was getting bored with that one. The last 2 entries weren't as interesting, but I think you guys got the gist of that episode. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. It is 1:48, so it's getting pretty late. So I figured I'm about to go to bed. But I hope you guys liked it. I was tempted to play a K-pop video before I ended, but I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna end it, but as I end it, the ending video will be the same song I opened up here. Yeah. So off to bed, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a cool, chill spot to hang out in. And we're out. Peace.
Donnie, Randy, and Randy here tonight. They're feeling a bit cold. Who turned out the lights? Something in the woods very sexy they spied. They are in for a magical carpet ride. Bigfoot getting physical, or is he supernatural? Steamy evening, all mystical, but is this sexy feeling actual? Tex got Bigfoot feeling all moist and ready. Rob and Bigfoot going out for spaghetti. Randy will be in for a furry surprise. Jason sees himself in those suggestive eyes. Bigfoot getting physical, or is he supernatural? Steamy evening, all mystical, but is this sexy feeling actual? Bigfoot physical or supernatural? Either way, he's a sexy beast after all. Have you arrived for a sexy time, sir? Sit back and relax, take it all that fur. Bigfoot physical or supernatural, either way he's a sexy beast after all. Have you arrived for a sexy type, sir? Sit back and relax, taking all that fur.